Yeah, I feel like he's got us a little acclimated to getting that link, but I feel like
Yes,
this time it was really hard to find,
it's
and I'm wondering if
Very
other
hard, and it
people
shouldn't
kind of
be
either
that
gave
hard.
up or had trouble too.
It's the same thing with the
just
courses. I just have to dig and dig instead of just getting there. It's weird. Yeah.
when you go to email at the top, it's got a search thing, and if you type in,
Yes.
then
Oh,
only
I
his
found it.
emails will come up.
Oh,
That's
type in Nathan.
I
Yes,
put in
his name,
Oh,
and then only his emails will come up.
okay. Because I've been
or
typing creation and spiritualities, and that's probably it.
or
Too broad.
contact. It's usually going to be from contact at. So I type in the contact because it
Okay.
mine popped right up. Contact at CSC communities.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Nathan sends it out with his name, so if you put Nathan in
Okay.
the
Yeah, that's a
search,
good
it
idea.
works
That's good.
better.
Thank you. I'll do
You
that.
probably don't have 30,000 other emails from Nathan that you have to like worry about.
Well, it would be the most recent too.
Yeah, no, I know.
But
That's a good suggestion. I've only gotten one from him recently, and that was a feedback, I guess, session for our class.
Right.
You know,
right. Okay, I've got to get back to this because Zoom had taken me away from it, and I apologize when that happens. I get a portion of screen share, and I'm hoping when I get the PowerPoint up there. Okay, now I may be one step away. There we go. Okay, so record is on. All right, so welcome everyone. Our time tonight, our team members are Carolyn, Michael, Patty, Charlie, Lori, Margie, and Cheryl. We have a nice group now. We have a really nice group now. Please use the gallery view. It is the best way to see everyone. I think everybody knows that by now, so I didn't have all this other directions on there. Please use the chat button at the bottom of your screen if you have questions, responses, or comments. And we will form small breakout groups to discuss the topic and the discussion question. And we'll try to keep it to about 75 minutes.
So this is the 8th month. Happy August to us all. And as such, we are exploring the 8th principle of creation spirituality. Every one of us is a prophet. Our prophetic work is to interfere with all forms of injustice and that which interrupts authentic life, or the via transformativa.
Margie?
Joanna Macy, author and teacher, is a scholar of Buddhism, systems thinking, and deep ecology. A respected voice in movements for peace, justice, and ecology, she interweaves her scholarship with learnings from 6 decades of activism.
That's what our content, we're going to do our whole content tonight devoted to Joanna Macy. Okay, so welcome. As we take the time to join each other in the circle, there's a few things that we like to do. So we like you to we like you to say it out loud one at a time. We'll share who we are, the pronouns we'd like to be used for us, where on the planet you're speaking from, the names of the ancestors who lived where you lived before. And I think all of you are aware of the app called native-land.ca that you can type in and find out which ancestors lived on the land that you're on now. So we'll take a few minutes. I'm Lori Crockett, and I live in Winchester, Virginia, and my pronouns are she and her. And the ancestors that lived on the land before I came here were the Shawnee and the Manahoic. So I'll pass it on to somebody else. Sylvia, would you like to go next?
Sure. I'm Sylvia Dis. I live in Potomac near the Potomac River. I live on the lands of the Piscataway, and my pronouns are she and her. Is that all? Is there anything more?
I think that's it.
Shelley?
what did you say?
Shelley?
Okay, thank you. Shelley Gilchrist. I live in Minnesota. land of the Anishinaabe, and my pronouns are she and her.
I'll go
Michael
next.
Mans- I'm Michael
Oh, Michael,
Mansfield.
you
Thank you, unless you'd like to go, Cheryl. Michael Mansfield, Berkeley, California, he, him, and it's the land of the Ohlone people. Cheryl.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cheryl Passarge. I live in Seattle, Washington, named after Chief Sealth. I just watched a documentary. It's the largest city in the United States named after a Native American chief, and it's the land of the Suquamish and Duwamish. And I'll pass it to Margie.
I am Margie Schneider from Crystal River, Florida. I go by she and her, and I live in the land of the Seminoles. Carolyn.
Thank you, Carolyn Million. And I am Kikin, which I'm waiting someday to hear. And living in Alameda, California, which is the place or the home of the Ohlone peoples. And I think that's it, right? Is there anyone left?
Yeah. Did you finish, Michael? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we're not going to do that yet, but when you're done introducing yourself, allow yourself to look around the room at the virtual circle or look around the screen using the gaze of Darshan, making eye contact with the holiness in each other. Darshan is the loving gaze that restores both the giver and the received. Thank you for joining our circle. You are welcome in this circle. You are welcome, whoever you are, however you identify yourself racially, whoever your people are, wherever you are from, and whatever beliefs guide your purpose in life. And now, as we have welcomed each other to this circle, let's move more deeply into our connection with Creator or Source. You're invited to take a few slow, deep breaths. Invite your body to relax and to soften anything that has become too tight within. Shake yourself out a bit. Become more comfortable in your skin. Follow the rising and falling of your breath. Center in your personal rhythm. Invite yourself in your own way to turn your awareness toward the vital life force that is within and all around us, and the vital love force that binds the universe together. Hold a moment in stillness with me. Let the stillness surround you. Invite yourself to become present to the deep reservoir of life that resides in the stillness. You have a candle as a symbol of this renewed connection with our Creator. If it feels comfortable to you, we invite you to light a candle. You can light a real candle or hold the picture of a candle or find a candle on your cell phone or simply imagine your thumb as a candle and imagine lighting it. All of these lights remind us of the one light, the first light, our connection to the first beginning, the great flaring forth of creation. We now acknowledge this light and remember that everything in the known universe has its origin in a single point of light. We all stand together in the light of creation. And now I will turn it over to Cheryl.
Who will remember to unmute. Okay. And now we honor the 7 sacred directions together. We honor the direction of the east, the dawn of the day, and all of the ancestors and wisdom teachers from the east. We honor the direction of the south, the fullness of the day, and all of the ancestors and wisdom teachers from the south. We honor the direction of the west, the dimming of the day, and all of the ancestors and wisdom teachers from the west. We honor the direction of the north, the darkness of the night, and the shining of the stars, and all of the ancestors and wisdom teachers from the north. We honor the Creator that we experience within us as the fire of the human heart. We give thanks. We honor the Creator that we experience above us in the radiance of the heavens. We honor the Creator that we experience below us in the firmness of the earth. Oopsie daisy, I lost it. Ancestors and wisdom teachers from the 7 sacred directions, we thank you for your presence during our time together. Now, as we have honored the 7 sacred directions and our Creator, let us remember we are all part of this vast universe around us and within us. Remember that our home is within our Creator as we journey through this life.
Thank you,
Sure.
Cheryl.
Thanks. The, the chance to take where we've been thinking and where we've been imagining and take it to the next level with Joanna Macy. One of her great gifts was to imagine what if we actually saw the world for how it is. And in her Council of All Beings, she made us totally understand that from a new perspective. What if the animals actually got together and were talking about the humans? What if they were actually saying some things that we needed to hear? And to imagine that and to pray like that, to pray from the perspective of the animals. And today we're talking about the importance of being connected. And so the song I've chosen comes from our African spiritual history, but it's from the prayer of the animals today, and it's their question to us. And I'll sing a line and we can sing it back and we'll learn it real quick here. Ain't you got a right? Excuse me. I want to sing it from the perspective of the animals. Ain't we got a right? Your turn. Ain't we got a right? 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 To the tree of life, to the tree of life. So it's just that phrase, ain't we got a right? 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 To the tree of life. Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right? Twice. Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right to the tree of life? Ain't we got a right?
Ain't we got
Ain't we got a right?
ain't
Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right to the tree of life? So last time, just to sing it, then we'll add some gestures to it to see if the prayer deepens. Ain't we got a right?
Ain't we
Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right to the tree of life? So the opportunity to take a song and then add a gesture to it, aside from helping us actually remember the words, it often is a way for us to deepen it in every part of our body. And so I'm just going to create something that we can do while we're seated here so that it becomes the question of the animals. Ain't we got a right? And the rest of the animals, ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right
Right.
to the tree of life? Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right? Ain't we
Ain't we
got
got
a
a
right
right
to the
to
tree
the
of
tree
life?
of
Ain't we got a right?
life?
Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right to the tree of life? Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right? Ain't we got a right to the tree of life? To the tree of life. To the tree of life. Carolyn.
Thank you, Michael. And so we have joined together in a virtual circle today, and we've opened up our conscious connection to our Creator. And now, thank you, Michael, we've enlivened and embodied our spirituality through body prayer. And so it comes time for us now to take a chance to figure out, where are we right now? Starting right where you are. And we'll be using the chat box for this sharing. And of course, we do want you to be respectful from what you learn and to hold some confidentiality. And as a way of honoring where we are, some of your responses will be read aloud. So take a moment of stillness now to notice what you're bringing with you into our circle, into our connection, and into our community. And so, where this week have you experienced awe and wonder or gratitude? Where this week, this past month, this past segment of time in your mind, when have you been really experiencing the Via Positiva? Again, use the chat box for this sharing.
The chance to be in national parks that hold the secrets of creation. Gorgeous sunsets this summer. Dancing with contemplative outreach, circle dancing was lovely. The birds singing. Receiving a kind card from a friend. Taking Matt's class on Christ Consciousness 2.0, which is stimulating and challenging.
Well, it's not all flowers, and there comes times when we do experience the blues or run through times of difficulties, and the Via Negativa is well known to all of us. And so, using the chat box, name any darkness, mystery, grief, emptiness, or anything else that's weighing you down, that you feel unknown about, or that you do not understand. And this is also a good time to mention people who you hold deep in your heart for prayers.
Being laid up with a broken foot. The forest fire west of Seattle on the Olympic Peninsula, which is causing the beautiful sunsets. Trying to stay positive during time that isn't easy to do. overwhelming sadness with our fading democracy. So much to feel compassionate angst over Gaza, democracy, fascism, extremism. To watch community after community being impacted by our leadership's decisions and tariffs. Learning about the suffering and hunger in Gaza and Sudan, horrible.
And yet we do know that in the midst of all these horrific things that we have to encounter every day, thanks be that we in our community, in our circle as humans and as more than humans, we can gather together with our energies and be creative and find places where we can give birth to new creations. And so this is a time where, again, using the chat box, please name one or two places where you are being called to give and to create. And this is also a great place where you can mention others who are giving birth to new things and express your support for them.
Gardening, writing, poetry, preparing service at my church. Howard Thurman, Joanna Macy. Creating celebrations for friends and family. Support for the first Black bishop elected to the ELCA. Marianne Warmhoffen working, supporting CSC, especially providing great classes for us to take. Trying to persuade Pope Leo to declare a day of fasting in solidarity with Gaza and Sudan. Thankful for my friend Connie, who is steadfast in her support of Gaza, Palestine.
Yes, we are keeping Patty and Charlie in our hearts today, and we do want to move into the formation of transformation that happens as we sprinkle our creativity into the mix here. And so now we're going to be honoring transformation taking place in our earth, our culture, our social institutions, and also our deepest understanding. So again, please use the chat box for sharing, and this is a great opportunity to mention all those transformers.
More than meets the eye.
Oh, what happened? Learning to ask for help and always remembering to offer it. Joanna Macy. Thankful for Reverend Sarah Anderson and her Wild Earth today, honoring Joanna Macy. Brave artists and politicians and communities making up new ways to be keepers of democracy. I remain so grateful, steadfastly so, for the constant attention of the people in this circle to transformation and making Earth a better place for all life, being part of Indivisible. .
Well, let's gather now in prayer as we circle through the four paths together. Infinite love, eternal source, never-ending wisdom. Our physical being is born of stardust. Our immortal being lives in the breath of our Creator. We are the beloved children of the One. You hold and bless and welcome us as we are your blessed and beloved creation. And you join us in times we're filled with awe, wonder, and gratitude. You hold us in times when we feel alone through loss. You inspire us to bring forth essential medicine for the soul, and you offer creativity that heals and rejuvenates us. And you call us to justice making and to live beyond ourselves in service to the communities that we are part of. And you embrace us just as we are in this moment. We give thanks. Oh. Michael?
Thank you, Carolyn, and community of prayer. So for the human community to then notice what the animals are saying, it then changes the song to "Ain't they got a right? Ain't they got a right? Ain't they got a right? Ain't they got a right to the tree of life?" But the song was originally written, "Ain't you got a right? Ain't 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 you got a right to the tree of life?" But from the South, it becomes y'all. Ain't y'all got the right? Ain't you all got the right? Ain't y'all got the right? Ain't y'all got the right to the tree of life? But what Joanna Macy's saying is kind of a Southern, ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right to the tree of life? So I think we can change the body prayer to just a few gestures where we're gathering it in and thinking about everybody. Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right to the tree of life? Ain't we got the right? All got the right? Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right to the tree of life? Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right? Ain't we all got the right to the tree of life? Margie,
Yes.
I think you're on.
No. Because today we are reflecting on the eighth principle, every one of us is a prophet, it seems right and proper with the recent passing of Joanna Macy to share how Joanna was indeed a prophet in the truest sense of the word, for she illuminated the truth of our times and called us to live differently, to awaken to our deep inner connection with all life, and even in her passing, she will continue to nurture the world as her enduring influence will live on. On July 21st, an article was published in Meditations in an Emergency by Rebecca Solnit, which was a reflection on Joanna Macy and her recent passing. I'm offering a portion of it here where Solnit brilliantly compares Joanna to the forest, showing us that much like a fallen tree nurtures new growth, Joanna will also continue to nurture the world even in her passing. As expressed by Solnit, this reflection was written from one of the great forests of British Columbia, a place where the deep connection between life and death is vividly present. There she saw a forest full of ferns, taller than her, birds in the branches, berries of every kind. It was lavished with life and with death feeding life. For here she saw fallen trees as nurse logs, massive trunks slowly turning to soil, from which younger trees grow, wrapping their roots around what remains. By observing this, Solnit began to compare Joanna Macy to a nurse log, for although she is physically gone from the earth, she will continue to feed generations of artists, spiritual seekers, and mourners of the earth, much like the nurse log feeds the forest. And through further reflection, she recalled something Macy once wrote, that it is good to realize that falling apart is not such a bad thing. She realized that in these words, Macy was viewing emotional collapse, grief, fear, despair, as part of transformation. So much like the forest, Macy saw her death not as an ending, but a turning, where decay becomes nourishment, and openings in the canopy lets in light, for without collapse, there would be no space for a new life. Solnit also recalled how Macy related this to the falling down of our civilization, how we should welcome it, for she believed that it is by encountering its limits and accepting the breaking down of old systems, we can make way for something rooted in interconnection and care. For much like the forest, it is in its collapsing that the right compost can form and a more life-giving world could grow. While reflecting on Joanna's passing, Solnit was also reminded of a poem in Rilke's Book of Hours that rearranged Joanna's whole way of seeing things, for in it the following was expressed. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. I may not complete this last one, but I will give myself to it. I have been circling around God, that primordial tower. I've been circling for thousands of years, and I still don't know, am I a falcon, a storm, or a great song? Solnit had discerned that through the words of this poem, Joanna Macy also strived to live her life in widening circles. This was possible because she refused to live a small, closed-off life, but worked to expand her influence, her compassion, and her work, touching more and more lives over time. So just like those circles, and much like the nurse logs in the forest Solnit spoke of earlier, that through her death, Joanna has also composted herself into the culture in the way the nurse logs breaks down, and will continue to nourish the next generation with her wisdom, her grief, and her teachings. For she has become part of the soil that will nurture how others will think, act, and aspire, thereby grounding and nourishing new generations. However, Solnit had gained something else from Rilke's poem, as she began to also see Joanna as the falcon circling high with vision and clarity, the storm stirring courage and change, and a song echoing through the hearts of those who carry her work forward, allowing our own circles to continue to widen. And because of Joanna, one day when we too leave this earth, we may become like the forest, nurturing new life for those who come after us. Thank you.
Thank you, Margie. That was beautiful. Carolyn, would you like to talk about Joanna Macy?
Yes, thanks, Lori. I was very blessed to go to the University of Creation Spirituality. And while I was there, I got a chance to take a class from Joanna Macy. And this was, I think the year was 2004. And Joanna Macy and Matt Fox had a lot of, shall we say, intersection is one with the other, especially in the 90s. They frequently were asked to speak in the same conferences and found themselves at the same places. And certainly, talk about nurse logs. We're talking about two trees here, two prophets who've done so much to seed so many people around them in very profound ways, and seeded each other as well. Matt Fox actually gave her the idea for the circle of four that she has. This is something she did let us know when we took the class from her in 2004. And it's not surprising that they would have an influence on each other. I thought I might read just a little bit, if you'll bear with me for a little bit more reading here. Out of a Wild Love for the World, Joanna Macy and the Work of Our Time. And this is just talking a little bit about the work that Matt and Joanna used to do with each other. So In 1991, the year after the first Gulf War, as smoke was burning oil wells engulfing the cradle of our civilization, unforgettable Easter Mysteries event unfolded at Findhorn. So this is the Easter Mysteries event. Joanna was deeply affected by Matthew Fox's book, The Coming of the Cosmic Christ, which I'm now taking a class on. In it, he prophesied that the Paschal mysteries of the third millennium would have to do with the death and resurrection of earth, where earth plays the role of Christ crucified. Knowing that the anguish of our planet's peoples cried out for acknowledgement and ritual, recalls Joanna, and that all faith traditions deserve to take part, Matthew and I, helped by an international team, orchestrated a Passion Week that included a Buddhist day of mindfulness on the Four Noble Truths, a Jewish Passover, Sufi circle dances, pagan Celtic sweat lodges, deep mourning of the burning times, and the Stations of the Cross. 200 participants were organized into 10 home groups that met daily. And for one of their tasks, the groups were asked to represent different stations of the cross in whatever ways the suffering of the earth spoke to them. They improvised props and roles, setting up stations around the wild edges of the community, ending in the sanding dunes of the nearby beach. On Good Friday, participants processed slowly from one station to the next, chanting a Russian Kyrie eleison as they paused to honor each manifestation of Earth's suffering: the AIDS epidemic, deforestation, proliferating waste, nuclear contamination, Chernobyl, homelessness, species loss, the burning Amazon rainforests. As Joanna said later, whilst on the beach waiting for dawn on Easter Sunday, I stood there bleakly, not knowing what would or even could resurrect from Earth's suffering and pain. As the sun rose, it came to me suddenly. It is the reawakening of the ecological self that can save us and the life of our planet. Aho.
Thank you, Carolyn. Michael?
I'll pass. I tried to make my contribution with the story of the Council of All Beings. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, I would like to share a couple of quotes about Joanna Macy. One is from the Dalai Lama. Justice ripple spread out when a single pebble is dropped into water. The action of individuals can have far-reaching effects. And I thought of Joanna Macy, definitely, that her work is spreading out and widening circles and ripples, as the poem that Margie shared said. Joanna herself said, the most radical thing any of us can do at this time is to be fully present to what is happening in the world. And then from one of her books, World is Lover, World is Self, she said, when we dare to face the cruel social and ecological realities we have become accustomed to, courage is born and power within us are liberated to reimagine and even perhaps one day rebuild a world. Do not look away. Do not avert your gaze. Do not turn aside. And the last thing I want to share is something from Reverend Cameron Trimble called Warriors of Compassion. And she was speaking of Joanna Macy. Spirit of life, make us fierce in tenderness. Train our hands for the work of healing and our eyes to see beyond the illusions of separation. Let us be strong, not in might, but in mercy. Let us be wise, not in domination, but in discernment. Let us be faithful, not to empire, but to earth. May we rise, rooted in love, relentless in hope, refusing to look away. So now that we've all had a chance to share a little about Joanne and Macy, I'm going to turn it over to Carolyn, I believe. Or is it Margie?
Well, Margie, did you have anything more that you wanted to add, or were you done?
I'm done on it, I think.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and break into small groups. And so we'll go ahead and I think all of us are familiar with what's going to happen. So we'll have 15 minutes. It's now 13 minutes till the hour. So this will take us a little bit past the top of the hour. If you want to not join your small group, of course, you know, you can always hit the decline meeting or leave the meeting. And thank you, Charlotte. Good to see you. I'm glad we were finally able to get you on. I was a little distracted there trying to get her the link. But I'm so glad we got you on with us. So, Lori, if you want to do your magic, and I think we have a question. Oh, well, we have a respect guidelines. Of course, we do want to take responsibility for what you say and feel without blaming others. Use empathetic listening. Be sensitive to differences in communication styles. Ponder what you hear and feel before you speak. Examine your own assumptions and perceptions. Keep confidentiality and trust ambiguity, because we're not here to debate who's right or wrong. So as we break into our small groups, a conversation can revolve around how are you becoming a nurse log from which new life can grow? So Lori, why don't you do your magic, and we'll see you in 15.
Mute. Oh dear. Oh boy. I can't get back. Hmm. I can't get back on. Oh, there. I'm having all kinds of computer issues, so here I am. But I was with Carolyn, and you're muted, and then I wasn't. So
Yeah, I don't know what it did. It
Either.
moved. I can and put you. I'm going to move you into one of these other groups since now there's only 2 groups.
Oh,
So
okay.
move you to room 1.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Did that work?
Okay, welcome back. Hopefully we had lots of good conversation and richness. So Lori, is your slide show working or no?
Is my slide gonna do what?
Are you showing anything on the slide? I don't see anything. I think we're up to the donation slide if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
The
yes.
slide, so that's why
Can the
I'm
rest of you guys see it?
no.
Can anyone see it?
Not yet. So the
What?
general, not yet. No, we don't see anything yet.
Okay, okay. And I have to do one more thing then.
Well,
But
while
I
she's
can,
doing,
I can riff while we're waiting if that's part of the.
Okay, go ahead.
So what's so evident to me today is how everyone has come to the spirit of this meeting or this gathering this week in the spirit of generosity. And we have new leaders, new speakers, new opportunities for people to be included and involved. And that's the dream of this work, is that however it's possible to be involved. And we'd call it time, talent, and treasure. And everybody is sharing that already. If you need a way to share more, there will be the ongoing connections through the internet with the weekly emails. And on those emails, there's ways to donate time, talent, and treasure. And as you know from our crew here, that we love to have fresh voices and new faces to be bringing your gifts, because we can't tell the stories by ourselves. We need all the stories. And so it's great to, I really appreciate Margie and Cheryl jumping on board today and becoming part of the team and allowing us to be enriched by that. Carolyn. Or Lori.
It's gonna be me, and I don't know if I could bring it back up, but I'll try. Because it disappeared on me for some reason. Let's see.
well, while you're doing that, I'll just announce to you, Matthew Fox, the third Thursday of every month, does speak on a particular book at the Our Lady of the Prairie. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's on his calendar. And I will be singing 2 Hildegard pieces at his next one, which
Oh, wow.
in the third
Wow.
Thursday. So yeah, if you're there, you'll see me.
Carolyn, what
Okay.
time is that
Great.
our time zone?
4 o'clock.
Oh, I might could do that.
Yeah.
Third Thursday. 1, 2, 3. So that's the 21st?
That
Of
sounds
August?
right. Yeah, 21st sounds right.
That is the last day of my summer program. Well, that will give me incentive to wrap things up before 4 o'clock. Okay.
I'm almost there. One more thing. Okay. All right. All right. At this time, we're going to bless each other as we leave our circle. So please, while you are muted, please place your hands over your heart and repeat after me. The truth of my being is as radiant as a star.
The truth
of my being.
is as radiant as a star.
The love within me is stronger than any other force in the universe.
The love within me is stronger than any other force in the universe.
I am a beloved blessing of the Creator.
I am a beloved blessing of the Creator.
Aho, blessed be. Now, if you would take a moment to unmute yourself and keep one hand over your heart and hold the other out so that you can bless everyone else. Repeat after me. The truth of your being is as radiant as a star.
The truth of your being is as radiant as a star.
The love within you is stronger than any other force in the universe.
The love within you is stronger than any other force in the universe.
You are a beloved blessing of the Creator.
You are a beloved blessing of the Creator.
Aho, blessed be.
Aho.
Amen.
Blessed be.
Amen.
Now, as we come to the end of our time together, please take your candle and transfer the light to your heart and send it forth to those who need blessings. Now extinguish the flame, even as our connection continues in spirit. And that's everything. I'm going to turn off the recording.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
all so much for your patience. Thank you, Lori, for your perseverance. Thank you. Today was a little rough, especially with our links. And I know some people probably had trouble. I had trouble. Charlotte had trouble. So we're going to work on making this easier, believe me. But thank you, Lori, especially.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
And thank you, Margie, for your wonderful contribution and rewriting that article so that we could get the message. And it was a wonderful article. I love that about nurse logs. Never really heard
That's
about
really
that
cool.
before. I love that.
Mhm.
Thank you all.
And surely Joanna was a nurse log.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bye.
So glad you could make it, Charlotte.
Thank you. Good to be here.
She's a year older. She had her birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
happy birthday, Charlotte.
Thank you.
happy birthday.
Okay,
so was
Carolyn,
it
I'll see
easier?
you on the 21st.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
Cheryl.
good.
All right.
I'll try.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Well, see you then.
All right.
Okay. Night, night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So was it easy enough getting in this time, Charlotte? Was it a little bit easier?
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, it was fine.
Good, good,
Easy.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All
We'll
right.
see you next
Take
time.
care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.